Hey everyone, in this video I'll explain the basic guidelines in drawing graphs in IGCSE biology. There are four major steps in drawing graphs in IGCSE biology, and we formulate them with A, S, P, L, where the A referring to axis. You need to first determine which axis is what. Here we have the y-axis and here we have the x-axis. So you need to determine first which one goes to x-axis and which one to y-axis. And the second thing here is labeling, and if there's any unit, writing the unit to the axes. So keep in mind, we always write the independent value to the x-axis and the dependent one to the y-axis. But how can you determine which one is dependent and which one is independent? Well, let's assume enzyme activity versus substrate concentration graph. Substrate concentration. Well, now you can ask the question, does the enzyme activity depend on the substrate concentration, or the substrate concentration depends on the enzyme activity? Well, if you ask this question, you will figure out that the enzyme activity depends on the substrate concentration. So in this case, the enzyme activity is a dependent, which you need to write down on the y-axis, and the substrate concentration is the independent value. Well, the values on your graph needs to be to scale. You cannot just make them up. If you write down here 1, the equal distance that you have should be 2. You cannot just make it 5 here, which would be wrong. So your graph should be to scale. P refers to plot. The two things here. First, you need to plot the data correctly. Secondly, the way that you plot the data. There are two ways that you can plot the data. The first version is using either a dot. If you use a dot, you have to circle it, or just using a cross. Let's assume that you have used a cross. Last one, L refers to line. In IGCSE biology, if unless it's not stated in the question, you should not draw line of best fit. So what you need to do is you need to simply join your dots with ruled lines. So use your ruler, join the lines, but do not extrapolate. Extrapolation means, let me just show it with red color. You don't have this zero data. So if we started from 0, assuming that it starts from there, that is extrapolation. Or in the end, you may just draw it a bit longer. That's also extrapolation. Avoid extrapolation. You will lose point. So always keep this guideline formula in mind. A for axis, which one goes where, independent to x-axis and dependent value to y-axis, and write the label and unit all the time. S refer to scale, so your graph should be to scale your data, and P meaning plotting, right? Plotting data correctly, and the way that you plot it, either dot with a circle or a cross, and line, just join your plotted data with a ruled line. Okay, here is a sample question, an IGCSE question. Well, basically the guidelines drawing a graph is the same for IGCSE and same for A level. ASPL can be applied to both of the examinations. Okay, plot a line graph of percentage change in length against concentration on the grid provided. So we are looking at percentage change in length and concentration. So this column here, percentage change in length and concentration. So this column, percentage change in length and concentration. Okay, so what is our formula? A, S, P, L. A meaning axis. Now we need to determine which one goes where. Percentage change in length, concentration. So let's ask our fundamental question. Does percentage change in length depend on concentration? Or does the concentration depend on the percent change in length? Well, concentration basically does not depend on it, but the change in length depends on the concentration. So that's dependent variable, that's independent variable. So percentage change in length go to the y-axis. Right? Let me just scroll a little bit down. And concentration goes into x-axis. Is that complete? Now, we need also unit if possible. Is there any unit for percentage change? No, it's just percentage change. So there's no unit there. For concentration, yes. Check out the table. It's in moles. Concentration would be in mole. So we completed the first step, the axis. Second now, S meaning scale. So if you check out the concentration sugar solution, it increases by 0.2. So starting from 0, okay, 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1. So that would make our x-axis in scale. How about the y-axis? Well, pay attention. Percentage change in length is also in minus value. So that's why the graph starts from 0 here. Okay. So I can label here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Right? So which will make the same here, 2, 4 on the top. Okay. Step 2 is also complete. Now step 3, plotting. Plotting the data correctly. Okay, check out the table. For 0 concentration, the percentage change in length is 3.3. For 0 concentration, let me plot it with a different color. Okay, so for 0 here, okay, for 0 concentration, it's 3.3. So that will be here. So remember, either a dot with a circle or cross. So I prefer a cross. For 0.2 concentration, the percentage change would be minus 2.5. So it's 0.2 here, and minus 2.5 would be here, roughly. Okay, for 0.4 concentration, 8.3. So 8 will be here. Okay, roughly here. For 0.6, minus 10. Well, in the previous question, it actually asks you to calculate it. It's minus 10.8. So for 0.8 concentration, it should be minus 10.8. Okay, and for 1 concentration, 1 mole concentration, it's minus 12.5. Minus 12.5 would be here. So we finish the plotting part as well. And the last one is drawing a line. Does the question ask you to draw a line of best fit? No. So just join the lines. And no extrapolation. Okay, how many marks is this question? This question is 6 marks. You will get 2 points from axis to choose the axis correctly, and for writing the label and the unit. Okay, 1 point for scaling, 1 point for plotting correctly, and actually and using the correct way of plotting. Okay, you'll get 2 points from there and 1 point from here.